Hello there, welcome to the channel. This is Nerd.World, where I discuss everything nerdy that comes to my mind. I cover a variety of different sci-fi franchises. I don't tend to specialise, but it is more heavily emphasised on Star Trek, which you might know because you've clicked on this video. Today I'm taking a look at another 32nd century Starfleet vessel, the USS Voyager NCC 74656 J. There isn't much information on this ship, but what there is we're going to cover, because I really like this vessel. I actually really like a lot of the 32nd century starship designs, and I do really wish, as I said in my last video where I did one of these vessels, where I did the Eisenberg class, I really wish they'd give us more on them. Something more meaty. Let us see more of them. But for what we have seen so far, and this video may at some point in the future require a follow-up, this is what we do know. Before we get started, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what you think about it. If there's any other vessels from Star Trek of any kind, Starfleet, Alien, whatever you'd like me to cover, I will add it to my list, if possible, which is probably possible. It's just when I get round to it. Other than that, let's get started. This vessel has many of the features which are commonplace to a lot of the 32nd century starships. Notably, aesthetically, externally, the vessel has detached nacelles, and much of the nano and biomechanical technologies, as well as hollow technologies, which are ubiquitous amongst Federation vessels in that century. But, to be honest, there is more that we don't know about this ship. We don't know how heavily armed it is or what kind of weapons it carries. We don't know how big the crew is. We don't know who commands it. We don't know when it was commissioned into service. We don't know how long the class has been in service for. Literally, the list goes on. But the things we do know, according to Memory Alpha, and I'm going to give you two bits of information here from two different sources, so... Memory Alpha states that this is an Intrepid class starship. That would make it the third type of vessel that we know of in Starfleet to be given the classification of Intrepid class. The first was in the 22nd century of an Intrepid class vessel, which was a type of light cruiser which had about a warp 3 capability, such as the Intrepid. And there was, of course, the Intrepid class starship of the 24th century, who in their number obviously had the USS Intrepid, the USS Bellerophon, and more famously the USS Voyager, the 11th generation predecessor of the ship we are discussing in this video. Now, the other source, which is Star Trek Online, claims that this is a Janeway class starship. I don't really know which one I personally prefer. I actually think I like the Janeway class, as there is an inherent connection to it, but 8 centuries after she was alive, I can see them naming a ship after her, a ship class after her, and then maybe thinking maybe the ship that she commanded when she was still a starship captain with such fame will name one of the vessels. I can see that, so I kind of see that. But then again, they could easily have just called it an Intrepid class and made the same simple connection. Now, other than that little detail, this is one of the ships that the USS Discovery encounters in 3189 when it arrives at Starfleet Command. And it's one of the first ships they see when they're coming in, which was a lot of fan service, but who cares? It was fan service, and I'm a fan. It was servicing me. It was a good shot of the vessel. It was a beautiful ship. It had a lot of distinctive looks to it that made it look inherently very similar to the Intrepid class of the 24th century. That was obviously a deliberate choice by the designers. One of the things that did stick with me with these ships is they didn't seem very big. When you look at the Enterprise J, and another interesting point, they like to call future ships J. They think 11 generations along seems to be a good number, I think, for the future. The Universe class was bloody big. It was enormous. You could fit several Galaxy class starships inside it. It was huge. These vessels are nowhere near that size, but we know canonically the Enterprise J did exist, so, and it would have been in the past from anyway. The ship seemed a little small to me for the time period. It seems like Starfleet would have been getting bigger, and I know that wasn't really a Starfleet thing. They got smarter and better, not necessarily bigger like the Romulans do or the Borg do, and they just sent a more powerful means bigger, usually. Another thing that we, of course, do know about this vessel is 7 detached nacelles. It does have very advanced transporters, can beam pretty much through anything. It was also one of the vessels that was sent to intercept the enemy ship when Osiris took over the Discovery and used it to infiltrate. Voyager was sent to keep the other vessel busy while the rest of the fleet, such as the USS Nog, actually attempted to engage the Discovery. It was also actually assigned command of the squadron of starships that would pursue them when they left the space, and would hold back under Discovery's orders when they were planning to detonate the warp core, keep at a safe distance so they themselves weren't then destroyed by the blast. Other than that, pretty much nothing on this ship, but it is a beautiful design, and as you may have seen in the background, someone has done a beautiful CGI. Don't know this person, and I have kind of pinched it, but so really the fans are doing more for the ship than CBS is, and CBS, please do more. I want more on these ships. They're so good. I can do breakdowns on, I mean, off memory, I can tell you so many things about the USS Defiant. I can tell you about New Orleans and Freedom class starships, because that lore's all there. I mean, I've got all the fact files and various other things to throw back on, but I don't even need to look at them. It's all up here. But there's just nothing on these ships, and I want something. And I'm sure everyone watching this video agrees with me. Give us more, please. With that said, that is pretty much everything. So before I go, if you've made it to the end of this video, thank you. Please check out my sponsor, who are called Relentless Levels. There's a link in the description below. They sent me this chain recently, which I know I have plugged in other videos. They are quite good quality material, and I recommend them, because I genuinely wouldn't if they were no good. If you click the link below, go to their site, find anything that you like, use the promo code Nerd20 at checkout and you get a 20% discount. That's Nerd20 all in capitals. And with that said, thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and again, comment down below. Tell me what you think about this classification of vessel. Which class name do you prefer? And is there any bit of information I've not been able to find on it that you know that I don't? Please let me know down below. And bye-bye.